Hi guys, I'm rushing this first look video because happy accident happened, and since I had to burn in a couple of things at the same time, meaning this Oldchen EL-34b, called also BL-02, and Oatlons speakers that I've reviewed recently after recapping, and also power cables, Monsoon and Energy 10, and speaker cables Type 9, and interconnect Dragon RCA. I've connected everything to my HiFi L4 and just let it play. And after 2 days or 3 days, I realized that there is something interesting happening with the mid-range. The vocals on the complete set started to have this uncanny quality to them. I mean, they sound like someone alive would be standing next to you in the room. It's at the same time beautiful, it's weird, and sometimes it makes my hair on my neck raise, because it's strange. It's like going from, I don't know, my example here would be like going from 30 frames per second in TV to 60 frames per second. I mean, everything is better, everything is more natural, more fluid, but you feel strange. And that's something that's happening with this set. Maybe it's just a happy coincidence. So anyway, I decided to do a first look video on this amplifier and rush it before the sound samples that I've taken with my phone for Oatlons playing with this amplifier. And they are not exactly good quality because they were taken by phone, but I've decided that probably you would like to know more about the amp even before I'll do a full review. So this is basically a tube amp. It has 10 watts per channel output power. I'll tell you more about the tubes when I'll be removing them in order to get to the underside, to the bottom of the amplifier. So let's start with the build and features and functions. Well, it has on-off switch here. It's solid and it works well. It has volume pot here and it works well. Yes, it looks quite nice. It is cheap because it's using steel sheets that's been brushed along with some wood on the sides, like here, but it does quite nice. It looks quite nice. Yeah, in the back. In the back we will find one pair of RCA inputs. We will find here power socket with integrated fuse compartment, and we will find here two sets of speaker tabs. One set is for 4 ohm loads and the other one is for 8 ohms load. In this place here we could also see Bluetooth antenna if I would go for the amplifier version that has Bluetooth built in, but I didn't because I don't need that, and I don't really believe that the Bluetooth input here would be of very high quality. Okay, so let's start with the tubes. We have two preamplifier tubes, and these are Oldchen's 6SN7GT made by PS Vane for Oldchen. Yeah. Then we have two rectifier, no, not rectifier, but power tubes, and these power tubes are EL-34c by PS Vane. Yeah. And then we have a rectifier tube, one for both channels, and it's also PS Vane, and it's 5U4G. Yeah. So let's remove the other two. It's quite heavy. When you take it in your hands, it's, I think, around 10 kilograms. So it's not a very light toy. Yeah, the tube sockets are made of ceramic, so they are quite nice. And let's pause the video and let's turn this around. Okay, so we have it here upside down. I removed most of the screws. I've left just two of them. As you can see, the bottom has venting holes for rubber legs, and the bottom is made of steel of sheet with venting holes cut out. And we have a sticker, warranty sticker here. Yep, but we're not afraid. We're strong, we're courageous, and we're not afraid, so we will remove that one. Here, and let's try to... Yep, and it's done. Okay, so what do we have inside? What do we have inside? We can see one more transformator here. We can see a set of capacitors, electrolytic capacitors, and some MKP ones, and some VMAs, some red German VMAs here and there. We can see that the volume pot is quite cheap, so maybe it would be a good idea to replace it with something better at some point. But it works. The switch is here and it's nice. It works. The MKP caps are actually branded by Oldchen. I don't know if you can see that. I can rotate them a little. Yeah, 0.37 microfarads rated for 60 volts, and these are branded with Oldchen stickers, because this is not a printout, it's a sticker on the cap. This one, what can we tell about this one? Not much. I think it's Nippon Chemical, but I'm not sure about that. Yeah, that's... Give me a second. No, it's actually Rubicon. That's nice. Let's leave it like that. This one looks like Anna. No, it's Nichicon. So also something nice. The small blue ones are Nichicons. This one is glued to the chassis, so I can't tell you what brand it is. But I suppose that since all others, yeah, it's a Rubicon. It's also Rubicon. Okay, so I'm presently surprised by the quality of the electrolytic caps in here. All of them, including these ones, are actually good brand capacitors. Maybe these old trans could be replaced with something, but at this moment, at this particular time, I wouldn't do that, because honestly, I would be afraid to change that strange synergy that makes this voices, this mid-range, so beautiful and so uncanny, so realistic. Yeah, it has absolutely great timbre. Yeah, sorry for my English today. It's worse than usual because I'm quite tired at the end of the day. The wiring inside is placed around the chassis and in the middle, and it's done in a very neat way. As you can see, all the power cables are wired into one loom, and the wires and the small PCB mounting here uses mostly point-to-point connectors. So there is no actual PCB with tracks. it's just a PCB with mounting points. It's kind of something like a universal PCB that you can build your testing or prototype designs on. Yeah, so all in all, I have to admit that I am really surprised by the inside parts quality. It was very cheap because it was again $250 shipping included. Without shipping, it would be something like $180. So it's quite cheap, and I wouldn't expect that kind of quality from the parts inside. And actually, honestly, I wouldn't expect to have even PS vein entry-level tubes here, because the set of these 5 tubes would cost about a little less than $100 if you'd buy them separately. So it means that everything else would be costing something like $75, and that's including margin for the sellers and every kind of middleman between producer and the seller. So I hope to have a full sound quality review soon. I will rush that one in my review line because of this uncanny voice quality. I will try to find out if this is some kind of happy coincidence that only this particular set has that synergy. I mean, this amplifier and Oatlons, and maybe also cables. I will check that amplifier with other speakers that I have available here, and I'll check if they will have the same voice quality, the same lifelike quality that I can hear with Oatlons. Oatlons had been recapped, and I've been burning in them because they have new capacitors. Yeah, so that's it. I hope you liked that video, short first look video. Any useful links and any useful information that I can think of can be found in the description of the video below the video. And if you have any questions, if I forgot about anything, if you'd like to see something more, just ask me in the comments. And now let's try to do a tour of the internal build. Maybe it will be useful to someone that will look for that kind of info. Yep, and RCAs and transformers. Yeah, let's take a look at the RCA sockets. They are actually quite nice. I don't really like that high quality connection here, but it works. It's a common reference for ground signal for both inputs. Yeah, so stay tuned for full review, and I hope you'll have a great day ahead of you. Bye guys.